Good morning. Oh my goodness. So I'm coming in this morning because this was really on my heart around settling and the curiosity of, and I'm asking you your thoughts, is living practical settling? And I'm going to share with you my experience. I'm Jill Hyman. I'm a mindset mentor and vision coach. I support corporate women just like you to find clarity and connect to your vision so it becomes your new reality. And this whole idea around living practical, and is it really settling? Comment below. I'd love to hear as I continue to share my experience and my thoughts on it. So for me, I am quite aware after like much reflection, I do not live a practical life. I have not. I have chosen this path way back at an early age. I mean, straight out of college, I decided to take a contract role, which let me travel the entire West Coast, and I was living out of hotels. You can ask my parents, I'm sure they were like not super thrilled about this. And yet they supported me. Love you, mom and dad. But it was definitely not practical, not a practical thing to do straight out of college. And this has just continued in my life. And I wake up every morning and, now I'm out here in the mountains outside of Asheville, North Carolina. And this move was not practical. I knew no one. I knew no one in Asheville. I'd never even visited this city. Most would say, and did say, what are you doing? That's why I also choose to surround myself with those that lift me up and support my visions. That's a huge takeaway, is who are you surrounding yourself with, and who are you gifting your visions to? Who are you sharing your visions with, and are they lifting you up? And so this whole place of practicality, I just invite you to lean into what is one thing that's practical in your life right now that is practical, that's based off of a belief or a story from your childhood. A lot of times practicality comes from our upbringing, and then we just get it enrooted in us of, I must do this and I have to do this. And a big one is that I see a lot is career shifts. Oh my gosh, I can't shift industries. Are you joking me? Here's the thing. I can tell you from my experience of over like nearly 20 years in corporate America sales. Yeah. Yes. Switch industries. I did it a number of times. I went from beverage to pet food. Hello. Pet food to managing women's gyms, right? I was managing trainers to back into the wellness space. And so I offer this to you of, oftentimes we'll look at something, a job or a career that might really excite us, and we're like, I don't have the credentials. That's practical thinking. That's limiting yourself and your capacity in which you can lead your life. So I'm offering this as an invitation to really get clear on what are some practical ways, because you absolutely, if there's a job out there that's lighting you up, and you have that light up, that's going to come through on the interview. Trust me, I sold myself. I sold my capabilities, my experiences, and how I could better the company, whether it was pet food, whether it was, managing trainers in a gym, which I have no experience. So I offer, I'm so clear on where we all get a break free, and it's around this living practical. Yes, there's a time and place. And yes, my practical living is going to look much different than your practical living. Why? Because our experiences are different. I traveled around all through my 20s, discovering myself, finding myself, choosing to not settle, which for me, not settling is not living the life that's practical. I refuse to be, in my 80s, God willing, or 90s, and looking back on my life and my existence and what I offered my community and the world and those that come in contact with me. I refuse to settle and to look back on my life and have one inkling of, I wish I would have. God, if I would have made that move. if I just would have taken that vacation, if I would have really disconnected from work on my PTO and taken those two weeks off, if I would have spent more time with my family, if I would have created a family, if I would have found the absolute love of my life, if I would have fallen madly in love with myself at every stage of the journey, right? Like I refuse. And I know if you're out there watching, you're a very empowered, powerful human, and you're for this. You're up for this game of refusing to not settle, which requires us to step out of practical, get out of the mindset that is coiling you of I should and I can't. I should and I can't. So that is this morning's morning mindset. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Drop me some love and comments below on what are your thoughts, because I would truly love to hear from you what your thoughts are on this whole living practical. Is it settling? I'll see you tomorrow. Have such a blessed day. I'm sending you a really big warm hug.